from The Wizard of Oz, and the sleepyhead from Munchkinland Sweet Wizard of Oz.
That's Wake Up Sleepyhead, right?
Wake up, sleepyhead, run your eyes out of bed. Wake up, the wicked witch is dead.
She means that.
Now, Jerry, what would you say in the Wizard of Oz? The Lollipops.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. And in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkinland.
All right.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jerry.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
That's my partner. Hey, that's my buddy from San Francisco.
I'm following the elephant road.
There he is.
Mickey Carroll. What?
Yeah, you remember that. Huh? Look, there he is.
He got me right.
Oh, that's right. You guys were the dueling league.
That's it.
I'm following the elephant road.
Ding dong, the bitch, I mean, the witch is dead.
Oh, what's our card?
Should have brought him.
You got one of my cards, don't you? Okay.
I should have brought it so you guys could autograph it.
Mickey Carroll from the original Wizard of Oz, 1939, and
Hey, that's me.
Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Ding dong, the bitch, I mean, the witch is dead.
Did you get that? Yeah, I got it.
Because we have one of the original Munchkins on the classic Wizard of Oz.
I'm following the elephant road.
On the Yellow Brick Road, 1939 classic MGM, Judy Garland, all the whole cast. And this gentleman seated to my left is here at the Rain Sharing Court San Francisco show. His name is Mickey Carroll, and thank you, sir, for coming on my show.
Thank you, I got underwear older than you. And you say, you're still wearing them, too.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but maybe you would give me the elbow, and I didn't want to do that. But Mickey, is this your very first Hollywood Collector show?
Yes. I do a lot of festivals with some of the Munchkins, with Jerry Marin and Margaret Pellegrini. But now with the Hall of Famers, you know, the guys that played with the teams with for 20 years, Duke Snider.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell them, I get to meet my heroes and sign in autographs. Last week I saw the lineup of the Cardinals, never heard of any of them.
That's true.
And the Rams got five of their world championship players they could sign them under contract.
Yeah.
$20 million for 5 years. And my seats went up $500 for next year.
We're in the wrong business.
I don't know. They're going to. Mark McGuire said the other day, if they go on strike, I'm quitting. If $11 million a year ain't enough, I should quit.
Yeah, you know, Mark McGuire, that's a great guy, because Mark McGuire right now with the home runs that he's been hitting, that's he could probably ask for $20 million a year and they'll probably give it to him.
I signed up one of my books, Munchkins of Oz, and I said to Mark, thank you for what you did for baseball in my lifetime. So I tell you, it's great.
I don't think they could afford Babe Ruth if he was still alive playing today.
But I tell you, the only thing I have disappointed in Mark McGuire, he's hard to get. He's not available for anybody. He's got bodyguards, and when you've got bodyguards, you're through.
Yeah.
And I remember Babe Ruth, the stories I read about him. He'll walk into a saloon and, you know, talk with everybody. He'll walk down the street and like a regular guy.
I guess we're living in a different time now.
Yeah, we make heroes of everybody, you know.
But Joker wants to get their picture in the paper by assaulting us.
But anyway, I enjoy signing autographs, and I just made this thought of something. I've seen all the stars that appear in here. They got old, and I'm still the same Munchkin.
Well, I tell you what, you look fantastic, you know, because the Wizard of Oz just celebrated their 61st anniversary.
60th anniversary, and guess who my roommate was when I did the movie, The Wizard of Oz?
Who?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
Ain't that?
Whatever happened to him?
Yeah, I tell you, and in 1936, I helped get Roosevelt elected, Harry Truman in 45, and Jimmy Carter in 76. But I worked for Roosevelt in New York. I was working at the Radio City Music Hall, and I was impersonating President Roosevelt. So they had me to warm up the audience. I was there for about 2 months, helping warm up the audience. But I spoke like him, and I said, I say again and again, I hate war, Eleanor hates war, and I hate Eleanor. I did Mae West. I worked with Mae West.
That's fantastic.
And I worked with a lot of big stars. I worked with Jack Haley, the Tin Man. I worked with Judy Garland in 1932 when she was 5 years old. I worked with Ray Bolger at different vaudeville shows in 36. I worked with Frank Morgan in 19 32. I grew up with all these guys and end up in a movie.
With all those guys in the
And I was in Chicago in 1933. I had a contract for 3 years, worked for Al Capone. Later I found out he's my godfather. In 1927, my dad was a policeman in Brooklyn. Then he moved to St. Louis, so he'd visit different friends in St. Louis, and he'd visit my dad. My dad asked him to be my godfather. And then when Geraldo opened up the safe at the Lexington Hotel, ABC had me on. He said, "Mickey, Al Capone was your godfather. What do you think they're going to find in the safe?" I just took a minute to, probably Jimmy Hoffa. Right? they found,
Long over as Rivera doesn't do it.
oh yeah,
safe.
$1 million he made on it, but I knew if anybody in his right mind, especially Al Capone, he's going to be dead and leave all his money in the safe.
Yeah.
In the first place, it's not a safe, it's a wall to shore up the water, you know.
True.
The safe is behind the desk. But it's crazy.
Seems like you know it. You know where it's at. You know where the money's at?
I know, I'm on the citizen protective thing.
Okay. Tell me, did you always, growing up in St. Louis?
Yeah, I was born in St. Louis and I died there a couple of times.
This photograph here that I'm showing right now for the audience, you're in this photograph?
Yeah, I was 20 years old when I did it. My name is printed right on myself.
Okay. Now, what was the voice that you used?
Oh, when I pre-recorded the voice, the Munchkins didn't speak at all. They were from Germany, they couldn't speak, they weren't actors, so we pre-recorded the voice with the script. And with the 100-piece orchestra. Then when it came out overhead, the Munchkins all took their part, like the coroner has called her, and he just heard the voice and just opened his mouth like he's talking. But I was doing the voiceovers for him.
Okay. And what voice did you use?
Well, the coroner, and when I actually did the word, the producer said, "Okay, Mick, say your first line." I said, "Follow the yellow brick road." And when it came out in the movie, "And follow the yellow brick road," they speeded it up. I said, "Victor, what did you do with my voice?" He said, "Mickey, we didn't know what we wanted. That's why it took a year. They changed our voice. They lowered it."
I see.
And then it's one of the third Technicolor pictures ever made. The Wizard of Gone with the Wind was second, and another one, I can't think of it. And we had trouble. It took a year. And even Judy had trouble coming to work for a week. She'd wear the wrong wig. One time her hair was this short, and then she'd come out. She'd be gone for 2 weeks, couldn't make the set. Her hair would be this long.
Oh, yeah.
We had 5 directors. So Victor Fleming's the last one to do it.
Tell the audience a little bit about the book.
Oh, I tell you, there's a book. Once you read it, and once you put it down, you'll never pick it up again.
Is this book still available?
Oh, sure. I just sold at a city museum. We sold 400 copies. They said Mickey Carroll's been here to sign from The Wizard of Oz. Now, when you think The Wizard of Oz, you think kids are going to be my fans. The mothers and dads, they say, "Oh, they bring their kids. I want you to meet The Wizard of Oz. You know, my kids love it." I said, "No, Mom, you love it. You grew up with it. Now your kids are going to grow up with it." 60 years, and this picture made over $1 billion. 1988, 50th anniversary. Ted Turner had me out selling videos all over the country. I did commercials. First 3 days, we sold 3 million copies of the Wizard of Oz video.
And it stands the test of time. It's a classic film.
Yeah, and it's clean. It's a fairy tale in color. Mm-hmm. And what else movie you could talk to the kids about? Moms, you tell me, we put it in a VCR. The kids come home from school, I got a babysitter
Hey,
for 2 hours.
I want to thank our guests once again to make this show very special and to my heart, looking back at the 70th anniversary of the MGM classic 1939 masterpiece, The Wizard of Oz. Jerry Marin, Margaret Pellegrini, and the late, great Mickey Carroll. Now, let me tell you a little bit about our next show. And this is very special to me because he is a comedian of all comedians. The star of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, plus The Wacky World of Jonathan Winters, and so many great films and television shows. I'm talking about the one and only Jonathan Winters. That's right. He'll be our only guest next Jeff Star Talk show, loaded with a lot of film clips, a lot of comedy routines with the one and only Jonathan. So you don't want to miss that show. Don't forget our website. That's jeffstartalk.com. Have any questions or comments, email me at jeffstartalk@yahoo.com. Till next time, this is your host producer saying goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord always take a liking to you. Till next time, happy trails. So long, everybody.